Test 1, 2. 2, 2, 2. 2. All that homie was the big gangster. All that homie was the big. The Lord said, the flesh is good for the soul. It's the right line. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call. To be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see better not the lives lost. Can't be focused on the life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cooked up with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you. I had no life in jeopardy. And I know my father wants success for me. But that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bro. Even though we did the wrong thing, my life would've been a lot different if I fell up under Bob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name. Now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas. Not knowing that them handcuffs custom made the fight. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in the streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gonna be on papers and on restrictions. My father said a hard head'll make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In the place where a black man's blood is cheap. I thank the Lord for the day I was on Main Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court, found in DC school. I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Asked me why I'm UPK, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50, what's gonna come to pass? The Lord called me out the world, and that's not right. All it was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. Isupk until it hit the fan. I want power in the throne, nigga, fuck the grams. All I wanted was to be a gangster, but I was real as a righteous man. And now got the upper hand. Gotta promote this brand. Correct all multitudes until they all understand. If I can't get that crown, Lord, then put me in the hands of someone more money back me in his hand. Reminiscing on the pain that was felt. Shit, I was in the jail. Shit, I needed help. But I was locked up in the judge, but man on the shelf. Every crack it felt like I was left by myself. All I wanted was to impress niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to prove shit to nobody but Muhammad. Cause most these niggas lie, blood smoke. One time for the most high, he made me a cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was to smash my opponents. No need to stack it cash, not knowing it wouldn't last. Then got hope except by atonement. Cause all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made from the Lord's anger. Free to him on the
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh, Bashim, Shabbat, to all the brothers, and Yahweh Shemal, and Bashim, Shah to all the sisters. I just want to say Shalom, Shalom, Shalom to everybody that's watching this class live. Welcome back live to another Friday night Bashim Orthodox class here in the city of Chicago. On today's class, we're going to be getting into prepositions and also as well as some other different formations on which I'm going to go ahead and get into. So while we live right now, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns pertaining towards the Lodge Kodash, if you could put it in the comment section down below, so I can go ahead and get to it. Pertaining towards whatever it may be. Okay. Just bear with me for a second, making sure the live is okay. Okay, so as far as for every Lodge Kodash class that I do, I always go over the board, the Lodge Kodash board. As you can better see, I have it exactly up here on the screen, as you can better see. And then, of course, within the Lodge Kodash, the way that we attain this language in the Israelite School UPK is that High Priest Ariyah is the one that wound up coming across the language and brought it to the school. Okay, so as far as for the way it goes in the early years of War West, we was teaching each other and was learning the Yiddish language, which was the white man's language over in Israel that he knows himself and that he speaks, which is the bastardized version of this here, which you see on the screen. But the early high priest in the Israelite BK attained the proper and accurate Hebrew that we have today. All right, so then of course we have 22 characters in the Lodge Kodash, 22 letters, and each of them has their own pronunciation, and which I'm about to go ahead and pronounce right now. All right. All right, so there's 22 letters on the alphabet, and as you can maybe see, how it says up on the board, you read it from right to the left. You don't read the alphabet from the left to the right like you would do your ABCs in the English within the white man's empire. In our empire, in the nation of Israel, we do everything backwards in the white man, because everything which the white man does is what he would do as in the act of a devil, everything opposite of the Lord. But we, by being righteous men and righteous women of the Lord, we do everything the right way. We do it from right to left. All right, so we have A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Kha, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and then Tha. All right. Now the only vowels that's in this language is the and the I. But as far as for the Syrian down here, it's pronounced the same, as you can only see that there's only one long list of pronunciations. All right. And then of course you just bring it on down in the way in which it will be pronounced, and then it will be the same exact thing down here as well for the Syrian. It will be A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and then Tha. Okay? So the Lashon Kodash is a holy tongue, which only belongs to the nation of Israel. All right? Over a period of years, each and every other nation besides Israel attained their own language throughout their generations. But we are the only nation of the earth that have kept the language of the old, all right, which is the Lashon Kodash. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get on this board right now and write us some of the most common prepositions. I believe I haven't done this in a minute. It's going to be somewhat of a refresher as far as these prepositions, because of course, when it comes towards reading the Lach Makadash, when you read it in the Hebrew, in the Tanakh, which is translated from English to Hebrew, there are some prepositions that you will come across that will be attached to a word, all right? And more specifically to a lot of different pronouns in which it will be coming from, which I will also put up on the board as well. All right, so one of the first prepositions I'm going to be putting up on the board is going to be Yah. And Yah as a preposition, which is and from one of the letters of the Lachlan Kodash board, Yah. And Yah just simply means he as a preposition. Okay? And I'm gonna use Yah, this preposition, to better break down one of the most famous words, famous names of the nation of Israel, in the world actually. Alright? So Yah is he, and I'm gonna go ahead and give an example of Israel for an example. I'm gonna do the breakdown, the name of Israel. Okay? Alright, so Israel is Yasha'Allah. I'm gonna break it down to its own syllables. Yasha'Allah. Alright, so what is Yah? Yah is exactly what I've written up here on the board. It's gonna be he. And what is Shar? Shar is gonna be prince. And what is Allah? Allah is going to be in the Hebrew for power. Alright? And when you put them all together, he, prince, power, meaning that we are the prince of the power. Alright? Because that is what Yasha'Allah is. Or you can even just say sons of the power. Sons of the powers or prince of the power. That is what Yasha'Allah is. Okay? So you can see the breakdown of the name of Israel, Yasha'Allah in Hebrew, to where Yah is he, which is coming from a preposition. Alright, that's just one. I'm going to go ahead and give another one. I'm going to use could be either I or I am. And as you can see, as I turn the camera, I is also the first letter within the Lachlan Kodash Hebrew alphabet. You can even see where I got Yah from as well, right there on the board. So I'm going to go ahead and provide two examples with using as a preposition coming from the Lachlan Kodash chart. All right. All right, notice you see I gave a little bit of some space just so you can be able to see how I separated the syllables that connects into one word for Genesis, which is Ba-Ra-Ashiaf, which is Genesis in the Hebrew. Now, um, actually, Slocking, not this one is going to be Ba, okay? But we will get to All right, so Ba is going to be our preposition right here, and Ba is in. All right, so Genesis in Hebrew is Ba-Ra-Ashiaf. Ba is going to be in right here, and then Ra'ash is going to be head, and then Yaf is going to be basically just the congregation of the verb. All right, so Genesis together as a whole, it would be in the beginning or in the head. All right, circle this for you right here. All right, so Genesis in the Hebrew is Ba-Ra Ashiaf. The way I broke the name on down is that I broke it down to the syllables. Ba-Ra Ashiaf. Ba is in, Ra'ash is head. Yaf is basically just the congregation on the verb, just like the same way I did it for Israel, right up here at top. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go over to now. What I was about to do at first. Is like I said, it's gonna be either I or I am. And I'm gonna go ahead and use Ephraim, for example. The nation of Ephraim, or either the tribe Ephraim itself, so-called Puerto Ricans. All right. All right. So Ephraim in the Hebrew is a parium. Breaking it on down, you got which is I. And then you have par, which is going to be fruit. And then of course the yum is going to be the tense, which is going to make this plural. All right, from fruit to fruitful. All right. All right, so it would be exactly what the name of Ephraim would mean. I am fruitful. Okay. So you can better see how I got from one of the main prepositions when you come across certain words to where to where if you need to know the meaning, you have to break it on down. All right. So we have Ephraim. We can say the northern tribe or the nation of Ephraim, which is a parium. Is I, par is fruit, yum is what makes it plural towards I am fruitful. All right. Then we got ba as a preposition for Genesis. Breaking it on down, ba is going to be in. Ra'ash head. Yaf is basically just going to be the congregation of the whole entire word, which would be in the beginning or in the head. Israel. Yah is he. Shah is prince. Allah is power. Prince of the power or sons of the power. All right. So these are just three different prepositions. I'm going to place some more up on the board up next. Just bear with me. All right. So if you need to get this on down, it'd be wise to get on down, taking your notes, Or screenshot it. I'm about to put out the next set in a few. Alright, so here's some more prepositions right here for you. All of this is coming straight from the Hebrew alphabet chart, from the Lashman Quadat chart. Alright. Alright, so we have duh, which is do. Duh is coming from the Lashman Quadat chart. Duh, if it happens to fall in front of a word, it will be meaning do if it's if it's an adjective. Alright. Then we got ka, which is like or as. Like or as what? Like or as anything. Alright, that's just simply what ka is. And then we have ha. If it happens to fall as a prefix of, if it happens to be the prefix of a word, it'll be duh. Alright? Like if I happen to say, like if I happen to say ha, Yahweh, then if I happen to write it out in the ancient Hebrew, or if I happen to write it out in the Syrian, which is more famous in this day and age, all right, so if I happen to say ha Yahweh, it would be the Lord. All right, because that's what ha is. You understand? And you can easily see how when you see this a lot in the text and the scriptures when it's translated into the Hebrew, these different prepositions will fall at certain words to where if you don't know what it is, then you may not understand what the full word is implying to. All right. So duh is going to be duh. It's like a huh is going to be duh. All right. Up next we have what. We got what. What's going to be and. And let me also provide an example for what as a preposition, because what is also the second to the last letter in the last one Kadosh chart. You're gonna see this a lot in the scriptures, to where it will say Waya Amar, and I'm gonna provide this as an example down here. All right. So let's say Waya Amar. All right. Waya Amar is basically just saying, and he said. All right. So you got wa, which is and. Yah, as I said at the very beginning of the class, is going to be he. And then Amar is said. All right. Now bringing it on down towards writing it out in the Hebrew. I'm going to do this in the ancient. All right. It's like, or I might just do it in Syrian. Doesn't matter. And I became accustomed to this Syrian. All right. So we got was the preposition, but wayamar as a word to wa is the prefix and preposition in this full word, which means and he said. Then you can better know what it's actually is speaking towards you about when you understand these different prepositions. All right. Now, do you will rarely see do, but do is a lot. Do appears few up in the scriptures, but ha above all is one of the most ha and yah you will find a lot. Wa as well, but rarely when it comes towards da. All right, but using wa as a preposition for an example right here for you. So, like what I just demonstrated as an example, what Yahmar just simply means, and he said, but of course it won't come out to you in the Tanakh to where it would be written out in the Hebrew like this, to where you can maybe pronounce it. It would just come out like this. That's why it's important, and which I did at the very beginning of the class, as far as for pronunciating the Hebrew characters, both for the ancient and for the Syrian, to where if you don't know the Hebrew as far as for, how the letters are pronounced, then you'd be lost and not know what the word is actually implying to. All right, but that's just an example as far as for using was preposition. All right. All right. So let me see. We also have ma, another one as well. Ma, if I'm not mistaken, is from. Con. It's from or from or okay. And let me also provide an example for ma. Let me fix this as well. All right. So ma as a prefix, I mean ma as a preposition is going to be from or And let me think of something right off the bat to where I can provide an example how you can better see this in the scriptures using ma. Let me say, and this is going to be an example for ma. I'm gonna use ma as an example to say ma yabayaf from his house. All right. Well, actually, let me place it like this. It's like I'm gonna say Maba Yaf Ya from my house. All right, there we go. Because anytime when Yah falls at the end of a word, it will be implying towards mind, meaning it will be you'll be making it personal if Yah happens to fall at the end of a word if it's something of a possession of a verb. I mean of a noun, slock it, of a person, place, or thing. Because of course a house can be something that you can possess, which is why I put Yah at the end of the word as opposed to as opposed to the beginning. Because if Yah, as like what I described earlier, means he, but it only means he if it falls at the very beginning of a word. If it falls at the end, it won't mean he. It will be meaning my. All right. All right. So Yah is my at the end of a word, but ma is from. But Yah is house. Yah is going to be my. All right. This here is going to be from my house. Okay. So I'm going to give an example of ma as a preposition. They better break this word on down. Ma Yah B'Yaf Yah. Ma Yah B'Yaf Yah is from my house. I'm using ma as an example as a preposition. Okay. Actually, I'm going to lay this up on the board for those of you watching. If you want to get this on down real fast, I'm going to give you a few seconds. All right, so I provided that example using ma. I'm pretty sure the Akim Nakwaka online is pretty much just catching on to how these prepositions are being used. So I'm going to go ahead and put up some more. I'm going to put la. La is also a lot in what you would see in the scriptures as well. La is two as a preposition. It means two or four. All right. So as you can better see up on the board, la is two or four as a preposition. I'm gonna provide an example as well. One thing that we always say in Israelite School UPK on the Commander Hana is that we always say La Yasha Allah. All right, to or for Israel. All right, a lot of people heard this before. All right, La Yasha Allah to Israel. Basically, one of the quickest examples I ever gave. All right, so La is two or four. But as an example, which I describe here, La Yasha Allah is to Israel, or you can say for Israel, your choice. All right. Um, we also have the, which is the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which looks like this, and it is going to go, and it is also going to mean thou or thee. All right. So the as a preposition is going to be meaning thou or thee. All right. Then we also have sh. Ch is going to be whom, which, or pertaining to. Okay. So let's say Shemayim, for example. All right. So Shemayim is heaven in Hebrew. So we got Shemayim, breaking on down. All right. We got Shah, and then we got Mayim, just those two. Okay. Now Mayim in Hebrew means waters. Right, so down here at the bottom. Mayim is waters in Hebrew. And then Shah, is basically just going to be the pertaining to. All right. Which makes heaven. All right. Just like firmament is also another name for Mayim as well. Because what is firmament? Heaven, the waters. All right. When the Spirit of the Lord hover over the face of the waters and divided the face of the waters, I'm paraphrasing, this is what he was doing. He was creating the four different types of heavens. All right. And one of which in which we're currently in right now, but only in which the white man is in heaven right now for himself. All right. So Shah in this instance is going to be the pertaining to Mayim is waters. All right, which makes heaven. That's an example there for you. All right. So as far as for these different prepositions, let me see if there's any more I may have. All right, so I can say that this is basically just the majority of which I have up on the board and what I had previously. So what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and erase this, and what I'm going to go ahead and get into next is some suffixes using possessive adjectives. All right. All right, so we're gonna be dealing with suffixes, possessive adjectives. All right. So of course, for some of the different prepositions in which I gave at the very beginning of the class, we're gonna put up on the board and provide some different examples using some adjectives. One of which is gonna be let's say book. All right. Or I may just say let's see. Yeah, actually, I'm just going to say book as an example. Sapar. Actually, I'm going to write this down here. All right, we're going to use wa as an example. All right. And then book is going to be sapar in the Hebrew. All right. So we have and book, but and whose book? We're going to say let's see. Actually, Slack, I'm actually writing the wrong thing. This is actually going to be he, it, and his. All right, when it comes down towards possessive adjectives, forgot we was on that topic. Slack. I was actually right the first time. So it's going to be he, his, and it. This is going to be his book. Saparwa, his book. All right. Slack for that little mishap. All right. So wa is going to be his, or it. We're dealing with possession of adjectives when it comes towards a suffix. All right, in which this wa is going to be at the end. Notice it wasn't at the very beginning like the last few examples I gave. All right, that's why this here is changed. Okay. So wa is going to be his book, Sapar wa. I'm going to leave out there for a few seconds. All right, and get to the next one. I'm going to write this a little bit bigger this time. This one here is going to be ka, which is going to be your. All right, then of course we got book, which is par in the Hebrew. And then we have your. All right, so it'd be Sapar Ka, which would be your book. Okay, that would be, is there somebody saying, is this your book? Sapar Ka, your book. All right, because Ka as a suffix would be your. All right, because this is what we're dealing with, suffixes. All right, All right, so ka is going to be your, and sapar is going to be book, so it'll be sapar ka, your book. Okay. All right, I'm going to keep this over here on the left hand side, but I'm going to change everything up top into the right hand side. All right. So ka was your. I'll provide an example for that. Now, if we want to say my book, mine's going to be ya. And like I just said earlier, for one word I can't remember right now, but when ya is a suffix, it's mine. Remember what I said earlier, how ya, if ya falls at the very beginning, it means he. All right, that's that preposition. All right, so ya is going to be mine. This is going to be my book. And it is going to be sapar ya. All right, saparia, my book. All right, see how simple this is? When you understand prepositions based on how they use, either if it's a suffix in this case or a prefix, as far as an example which I provided at the very beginning of the class, when you attach it to a word, no matter where it could be, either the front or the back, it's going to give it a different meaning. It could be meaning hit, it could be meaning my book, or which wouldn't make no sense at all, because that's why this, of course, is suffix possessive nouns. He book. All right, he book wouldn't make any sense if it was Yasapar. Yasapar would be he book, but it wouldn't make no sense as to where if you do it correctly, it would be Sapar Ya, which would be my book. All right, that's why when you study the Hebrew and when you read the Tanakh, it will make much more sense, and it will come home to you as far as for how different words are pronounced the correct way. All right. So my book is a party up. Okay. And of course we have her. Her as a suffix is her. So Sapara her is her book. And that's as a suffix. All right. Remember what the topic is right here for this portion of the class. All right. Suffix possessive nouns. All right. So her is going to be her if it happens to fall at the end of the word. And let me show you what it looks like in the Hebrew as well. All right. So, all right. So it'd be Sapara ha. All right. So it'd be Sapara ha, going exactly in the way in which we're supposed to be going, as I said at the very beginning of the class, from the right to the left. Sapara ha. All right. So when this ha is at the end, like you see right here within this example, then that's how you know that it's speaking from a feminist perspective, that it's coming from or towards a feminine perspective. All right. So I'm gonna write this up here at the top. This is always going to be feminine when ya is at, when ha is at the end. When ha is at the end of the word, it's going to be coming from or coming towards a feminine perspective. All right. So Sapara ha will be her book. All right. And the thing about the Lashon Kodash as well, within this Hebrew language, this is one of the most easiest languages to learn because, of course, not only is it our language, but it's real basic and straight to the point. All right, because everything that we do as Black Hispanics and Native American Indians, as Israelites, has always been simple as far as for whatever it is that we do. We don't complicate things like the white man. All right, that's why in the white man's Yiddish language, he has additional letters added on to the 22 of the correct Lashon Kodash. All right. So as far as for what he does is not accurate and it's not the truth according to the Bible, because of course the Lord only dwells with His people, which is speaking the true Hebrew according to the Bible. All right. So we got a book which is Paria. The next one is going to be Nawa. Nawa is going to be short for Anakanawa, which is our or we, but we're going to use our in this instance. All right. So we're going to say our book, and then it's going to be Sapar Noah. Sapar Noah is our book. I'm going to write out for you down here. Actually, I'm writing a mix of different Salaki. I'm just going to write this all in ancient Hebrew. Salaki about that. All right. All right. Sapar Noah. All right. Sapar Noah is our book. All right. Because Noah can be used in different ways in a lot of different instances when it's attached to a certain word. Here in this instance right here, what you see on the board, Sapar Noah is our book. All right. Noah can mean either our or we. Okay. Whichever way you like to use it, you can better practice with that at home. All right. So Sapar Noah is our book in the Hebrew. All right. Now we have come. These are different abbreviations coming on up right here. Just like how we did ka for your, but come is going to be your plural, masculine. All right. So this is going to be your book, masculine plural. This is going to be Sapar come. this is going to be your book, masculine plural. Write it out for you in the Hebrew down here. All right, so it would be Sapar Come. All right, which would be your book, masculine plural. All right, now I could change this from come to con to where it would be feminine plural. All right, all I do is erase this M and put N. Then erase this M and put N. All right, so now it's con. Now put F for feminine. And now erase this over here and erase the M. And then I'll put an F. And then I erase right here where it says com and put con. Just simply place an N. All right. So it'd be your book, feminine plural, Sapar Khan. All right. What's going to change down here? It's Sapar, which is on the root word for book. It's going to stay the same, but the com is going to change. Instead of com, it's going to be con. That's it. All right. You're done. All right. So con is going to be your feminine plural, Sapar Khan in the Hebrew, which is your book. All right. All right, so provide another example. We're going to use na. Here we go, that looks a lot better. Na is going to be there in the Hebrew. And this is going to be their book. This is going to be Sapar na. All right. And this is also going to be feminine as well. Because just like I gave in examples on prior beforehand, as far as for both con and com, all right, how I changed the ma to a na. That na is feminine. The ma is always going to be masculine. All right, that's the difference. All right, it's going to be feminine. All right, so Sapar na, it's going to be their book. All right, just simple as that. Sapar na. Okay, and this is feminine, meaning this is their book that belongs to a group of women. All right, because it's feminine. Na. All right, so let me erase this, and I'm gonna replace the na with a ma. All right, ma is their masculine. So it'd be Sapar ma, their book, a group of brothers. All right, this is their book, Sapar na. All right. All right, Sapar ma, their book, masculine. Sapara Ma is their book masculine. All right. No, there's no one. There should be no difficulty in learning language because, of course, it's simple as it gets when you just simply just do as the Lord says to show thyself approved. And of course, all these things in which the white man has taken from us in slavery and our captivity is all going to come back. All right, you just got to have the will to be able to take back what the white man took from you. All right, so Sapar Ma is simply just their book masculine. All right, if you just simply directing towards a group of brothers and just saying, is this is this their book? All right, or if you talking to a specific somebody. All right, so Sapar Ma is their book masculine. All right. And then of course as I showed up on the board, as far as for na would be the feminine way. Na would be feminine if you're speaking towards somebody about a group of women. All right. So Parama is their book masculine. All right. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this. Those were just some examples of suffixes using a possessive noun. The noun was actually book. Maybe next time I may get into adjective, something a little bit different. I'm gonna write out the pronoun. I'm gonna go ahead and write out these pronouns present tense, which is also good for you to keep in your notes. All right, so these are there's going to be a few pronoun present tenses. All right, just follow me. Anya is going to be I, and it's going to be masculine and plural, meaning it's going to be universal. And notice from Anya, as far as for what it says, as far as for it meaning I, or either I am, it comes from what we did earlier at the very beginning of the class. This the first letter of the Lashon Kodash. If it happens to fall as a preposition for a word, it would be meaning I or I am. All right, so this is short for Anya, which means I. Anya is a full word for I or I am. All right, but as an abbreviation, as a preposition, it will be I. All right, just so you know what that is. Okay. And then we have a thought. A thought just simply means you. This is going to be both masculine and plural as well. We have Hawa'ah. Hawa'ah is going to be he in the Hebrew. We have Haya'ah, which is going to be she in the Hebrew. Haya'ah is she. And then we have, like what I said earlier, a naknawa. A naknawa is going to be we or are. remember like what I said earlier, how I used this as a prefix, nawa, short as an abbreviation for the full word, anakadawa, which is we or are. All right. Same thing like for anya, on top. All right. Then we have a thumb. Okay. The thumb is going to be you, masculine plural. Like how you would say the salute to River Brothers, Shalom, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahshua, Barak, thumb. That thumb is you directing towards a group of brothers, masculine plural. All right. Then you have a thumb. Actually, this I forgot to put you as well. Slack about that. It's going to be you, masculine plural. And this here, down here, a thun, as you would say, the Hebrew salute for the sisters, Yahweh Shemar Alathan by Hashem Yahushua. This would be feminine plural. All right. If you're speaking to a group of sisters or a group of women, the Athan will always be present in your sentence when you're speaking towards a group of sisters or a group of women, whichever you like to choose. All right. So you would be feminine plural for Athan. A thumb would be you, masculine plural. All right. And then we also have, let me write this over here on this side. Then we also have ham, which would be they, masculine. And then we also have hand, which is they, feminine. All right. The more you stay tuned within the Logic 1 classes and there's like Scoop PK, which is the true and accurate class to learn the Hebrew properly, you're gonna start to see how these add up to where you should be in the Hebrew itself. All right. So ham is they, masculine, and hand is they, feminine. All right. So these are the pronoun present tense that you will see a lot when you study the Hebrew itself in different classes, and also as well when you read the Tanakh. All right. When you read the Tanakh, where it's written down in the Hebrew, you will see a lot of these as far as for the different abbreviations attached to either a noun or adjective or whatever the case. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and lead us up on the board. I'm about to bring up something up. I'm about to bring up something up next. All right. Also, as well, for anybody online that's watching, if you have any questions pertaining towards what I put up on the board, anything you like broken down pertaining towards this Lashon Kadash, the Hebrew language class, put it in the comment section down below so I can go ahead and get to it. All right. hopefully you got this on down. I'm about to go ahead and get to a prayer, which I'm about to put up on the board up next. I'm gonna write this out in the Hebrew. All right, so this is going to be the Bless Israel prayer. Write this out. Let me see how I'm gonna write this out. I'm gonna write this out in the. Sorry. Actually, I'm gonna write this out in the ancient. Actually, so I can break it on down. I'm gonna write this out in the ancient, so just so I can better break down the prayer. All right. All right, so as I'm almost finishing completing this Lord's Prayer, I'm gonna go ahead and go through each of these words and write them out, and also maybe even show you if there may be any prepositions in which I was demonstrating earlier in this class. All right. All right. So this is the Lord's Prayer right now in the ancient Hebrew. All right. So of course you may find this on some ancient sea scrolls or ancient tablets that may be out there that the white man has found. All right, that belongs to the nation of Israel. So this is just simply saying in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Barak Yanawa, Wayasha Allah, Wayabayaf, Saparium, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, the water Aman. All right, so let me break it on down. All right, so we all know that the Lord's name is Yahweh, which is Lord. And then we have Bahashem. Bahashem is going to be a preposition. Because what I said at the very beginning of class, Ba means in as a preposition if it's falling at the very beginning of a word. All right. So Ba is going to be in. What was Ha? Ha as a preposition was da. All right, which was also what I described at the very beginning of the class as well. All right. Now the root word is going to be Shum. Shum in Hebrew means name. All right. So it'd be in the name. All right. By Shum. Then we have Yahushua, which is going to be Christ. It's going to be in the name of Christ. All right. Then we have our root word over here, which is going to be Barak. Barak means bless. It's going to be bless us because we have Nawa right here, what I went over twice, which is our. All right. So bless us. Okay. And then bless who? Bless Israel. One was also a preposition, which means and. Bless us and Yasha'Allah, Israel. Okay. Then we have Wahabayaf. Wahabayaf is going to be the school, Slakia. right, so Boya, Slack it. Boya is going to be in the school. Boyaf. All right, so Boyaf not only means house, but also means school as well. All right. All right, so we have Boya Boyaf in the school. Then we also have Saparium over here as well. All right, so Saparium is just basically just going to be meaning, if I can maybe bring it back up on my phone, bear with me. It's basically just going to be meaning books, all right, in the school of books, all right, because that was also that was actually one of the nouns in which I was giving a sample of earlier as far as Sapar, which is books, but Saparium makes book to books. It's making it plural, all right. And then we have Ba'asham, which is in the name again. In the name of who? In the name of Christ, Yahweh Shah. And then we have the water. The water just means thank you in the Hebrew. And then we have Aman. All right. Aman just simply means and so it is. All right. Or so be it. Okay. So as far as for the prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew would be Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Barak, Lanawa, Wayasha'Allah, Wa Habayaf, Saparium, Bahashem, Yahweh the water Aman, which is, Lord, in the name of Christ, bless us and Israel. In the school, Saparium is books, plural. Let me add an S to this. In the name of Yahweh in the name of Christ, thank you, so be it. All right, so this is the prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. I'm gonna leave this up here to give y'all some time to take this on down. We will be back live again next Friday for having another Life on God's class here in the city of Chicago. I will be back live again on next Friday. I know some of y'all been asking for the Life on God's chart. I'm gonna go ahead and send those on out to you just so it won't pass my mind. But of course, we always be live here in Chi City, on YouTube, on Chicago Israelites, also on Facebook. Also as well, I want to give a big up to Israelite Rez. I got our brothers in the Israelite BK about a while over in Indianapolis, and also as well as my brother Karyash here in the city of Chicago. They're doing a great and big thing as far as for bringing the traffic guy into the truth. You understand? All right, so I'm pretty sure as well. all the Akima over there in Texas having a Texas cookout on the Katakahan. I want to give a big up to them as well over there, as far as sort of doing such a great work over in Texas. You understand? So I can go ahead and close out this class. We can be back live again next Friday night, having a Launch More Dollars class. And that's my time, Israel. Shalom.